interesting angle or story that Becky and the other woman, I can't remember her name, but the black lady that I'm talking about that wears the glasses, she's tall.
Nikki Fargus.
Yes, 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 yes. Thank you.
Okay.
I could
She the
not call her name
president.
for
She's one
anything.
of the own.
Okay,
Yeah.
she's the president. So
Okay.
they're the ones that are making they've been making the decisions in terms of acquisition, player acquisitions and all of that. And so I find it interesting that Becky would bring a player like Dana to the organization when she so openly disrespected Teaspoon
Mm.
and her coaching style. Like
She
she
did.
took her
Absolutely.
grievances to the public. And so I find
Absolutely.
that a little interesting. But again, hey, business is business. You got to do what you got to do. But I, who knows why that transition or
Oh
transaction
my
even
goodness,
happened.
you such a woman. I forgot. See, I'm a man. I'm dumb. I ain't even connect none of that. So it's a chance that she'll be on the bench.
Mm, I don't
It's
know. I could see Becky maybe trying to work with because Becky is a small, like I'm a small too, so you're gonna gravitate towards smaller guards, and I don't know what her role is gonna be. I can't see her coming in and running the point. So is she
No,
gonna
I
be
don't see that at all. Maybe
you
she'll
know what
be
I'm
at the
saying?
2, you know?
Yeah, she might be at the two, but even with that, somebody getting cut. You know that the
somebody gonna
video that
lose
was
their
viral
job.
that some you about to
Somebody
lose
gonna
your
lose their job.
you about
Damn,
to
man.
lose
Somebody
your
gonna
job.
lose their job. God, dog.
You about to lose your job. So
You
That would be
somebody.
diabolical to
hey,
trade for
you
the
about
girl
to
and she get
lose
cut.
your job.
Lord Jesus.
Mhm, mhm.
You about
Because
to
let's
lose
think about
your
it. Who do
job.
they have right now? Who do they have, and who? What guards do they have right now besides
Jackie
Jewel and
I'll pull it
Young,
up
Dana,
right.
Jackie
Oh,
Young?
Chelsea,
let me pull
Chelsea
it
Yes.
up
Gray.
real quick.
So then, where does Dana fit into the scheme of things?
Ah, baby, you talking. Let me go to you
Cause
talk you think so you think the revenge tour of Dana
Sydney
Evans
gone.
might not
Sydney
even come
Colson,
off,
she ain't
huh?
got to worry about none of that. Sydney Colson gone. Uh,
You
uh,
trying to take that girl revenge
Alicia.
tour away?
What's her name is gone.
Alicia Clark.
Kelsey
Okay,
Plum.
so let's
Alicia
okay, so
Clark
let's
is
look at it.
gone.
Kelsey Plum is gone, Clark is gone,
Mm-hmm.
and Colson is gone.
Colson is gone.
But you bring in Lloyd,
Yes.
Evans,
Yes.
and who was the third one? Oh,
Okay,
Chelsea Gray is already there, and then you got
Right.
Jackie Young.
let me tell you the guards they got: Jackie
Hmm.
Young, Tiffany
Hmm.
Mitchell. They
Tiffany
got some girl
Mitchell.
named Elena Tanishka. I don't know who.
Oh, they did they? I think they just signed her.
Yeah,
She's from she's not. Is she from Russia? They
she
just
is
signed her.
from. Yeah, they just signed her. Where is she? They say she went to South Florida, but she's
Hmm.
from Greece.
Okay.
Uh,
Okay.
And then, of course, they got Dana Evans, they got Chelsea Gray, they got Jewel Lloyd, and then that's it. So yeah, like, um,
So where do we see her fitting in?
um, I don't know.
So
I forgot
Chelsea
Tiffany Mitchell over there.
Chelsea Gray, Jewel Lloyd, and Jackie Young will be point guard,
Starter.
shooting guard, small forward, starting.
Yeah,
Um, coming off the bench as a backup point, they don't have one.
Mm,
Dana would technically be the backup point unless they go out and
You don't think
draft.
Tiffany Mitchell can handle? Tiffany
Mitchell is
Mitchell can handle
more
the rock, huh?
she can handle it, but she's more her size is a little bit better for the two.
yeah. Yeah. And I was about to say her
She
size
But
only
is.
5'9".
yeah, but Dana like 5'6".
Mm-hmm.
And Tiffany Mitchell don't
that's what
look or
I
play
said.
like 5'9".
Let me tell you. Tiffany Mitchell is 5'9". That Elena Tanishka is 5'7", and Dana is 5'6". That's a bunch of little people coming off the bench.
Yeah,
I don't
so I
know.
think she have a role. I think if they go out and draft another guard, that's when you can be like, oh,
B, do they don't have a lottery pick. I mean a draft pick this year, do they?
No, I think they forfeited.
the second
Yeah.
round they do, don't they?
Do they?
They should
I
have
don't
a second
think.
round.
I think they forfeited it due to that whole.
That
They
was the
forfeited
ninth.
the
That was the
first
ninth
round.
pick.
That was the
That was
first
just in the
round.
first.
Okay,
the
hold
first
on.
round.
I'm about to
Okay.
tell you. Okay, so hold 14. They
Take
don't have a pick.
mock draft.
They don't have a pick in the second round.
I thought they traded for one.
No, I thought they forfeited, or was it Seattle? Who forfeited a
Not
draft pick?
according to Tankathon. They don't. Oh no,
They
13.
do. Yes, 13. 13, and then they got the 34th pick. So they
So
got
that's
two.
the third round, right?
Mm.
Yeah, so they got the
Mhm.
second and the third round. They got the second pick in the second round, and then the 34th pick is like the third round. They also added Crystal Bradford to that
Yeah,
roster.
they got
and
the
I like
13th.
adding
Yeah,
So they got
the 13th. So they got Tahina Pow going to possibly to the Aces.
Really?
And if Pow go to the Aces, I
Oh,
think that's
boy.
when you like, oh, Dana may get cut.
Yeah.
Yeah, because
Yeah.
that's a lot of little people. That's all
Not
I'm
even-
saying.
Not even cut. She may just not play because I would probably play Pow before her if I drive Pow.
Oh, absolutely. What are you talking about? Properly.
I'm just saying that's a
Absolutely.
lot of little people coming
Well,
off the
listen,
bench.
that's a lot. That's a lot of little people and
A lot of little
okay.
munchkins.
So then let's look at her bigs, right? You got Asia.
Mm-hmm.
You got
Mhm.
Kia Stokes, which I still don't understand.
Kristen Bell.
Gustafin and
Mhm.
KB, which I don't understand. KB.
You got Parker Titus too. I like that pickup.
Oh, that's
Yeah,
right.
right. Cheyenne Parker
I
Titus is
forgot
there.
about her. I
Big girl.
forgot.
She
And they got
bad
Crystal
now.
Bradford. I like Crystal Bradford, man. I think Crystal Bradford got something to prove. She been in and out
Kia
of the league.
Stokes, Cheyenne Tires.
I forgot she went to
I
Vegas.
think
That's right.
Cheyenne was the backup center now.
How tall is she?
KB gonna get some
Either
tick this
4
year.
or the 5.
I wasn't impressed with what I saw with KB and Athletes Unlimited, though.
You wasn't? I watched it
Mm-mm.
too. I mean, she had a few 3L. You know, she ain't no damn dog. That's for the dogs. AU was
Well,
for the
and let me
dogs.
say it this way.
Cheyenne 6'4", so she got good
Is she?
size.
She
Yep.
don't look like it.
And they still got Elizabeth Kitley. I think she was the rookie that was hurt last year.
Yeah.
And
She's
then kept
6'4".
making.
She's
Matter of
6'4",
fact,
200. She moving people for real.
Cheyenne. Yeah.
6'4", 200.
I forgot
That's
they have Kitley too. So
Mhm.
look, I don't see Kristen Bell might get cut. Well, no, she's protected. I
No,
think
KB protected.
she's
She's new.
protected. So
Yeah.
Becky ain't got no choice.
Right. She under the 3 year.
So, but I don't. That's a whole lot of people. Like I'm
Yeah,
not
she might
seeing.
not make that roster, y'all.
And who knows if Becky's style is gonna change coming in. You know, she might run something completely different this upcoming season. But I will say this, and it doesn't mean anything. You take it with a grain of salt. Asia
Oh,
posted a series of pictures and some videos of her and Jewel working out. You
okay.
see her and Dana working out.
Oh, damn.
Oh damn!
Oh,
I'm
damn.
just causing just a
none
little
of
bit of
that.
confusion, just a little bit of
Yeah,
confusion.
okay.
You know, no,
Right.
I'm
Thank you.
having fun.
Now,
with it.
Tula plays say Dana is better than Tiffany Mitchell, so Mitchell will get cut. That's what Tulip says.
I beg to differ.
I beg to differ.
I'll take that.
I don't think Tiffany. You think Dana better than Tiffany Mitchell?
That's
Are
what
you
she said.
serious, Sister Tula?
That's what she said in the chat. I'm just
Tula, we talk about Tiffany Mitchell. Are you serious?
I don't know.
Okay, all right. Everybody got their opinion. Everybody got.
And
their
then they're
opinion.
gonna
That don't
draft
mean you
somebody at the 13th spot, like B say. It's looking iffy to me. That's all I can say. It's looking iffy. Somebody got to go.
Well, I know one thing. Listen, I know one thing. At the end of the day, I want to see the Dallas game. I want to see the Aces game. I definitely want to see the Lynx. I want to see I want to see the New York game.
Uh-huh.
because Courtney gonna be, you know what I mean, on the Chicago facing the Liberty. So I want to see how they execute against the majors. And then of course, I definitely want to see them go against the Storm.
Yep.
See how Skylar gonna respond to how Angel taunted them. I want to see that.
Mm-hmm.
That's something that's must see TV.
We here for all the petty games.
We want
It's
all the
being
smoke,
petty.
all the petty.
TV. It's must
Yeah.
see TV, but the WNBA still has not proven that they have the marketing prowess to really take advantage of the potential storylines and the power that they have coming in this
No,
upcoming season.
No. The WNBA is blatantly ignoring these storylines because they only want to push one narrative.
One product.
Mm-hmm.
One product.
No, they are fully aware of all this that's going on.
No, they want one product to be pushed.
Yep.
One product.
They are not ignorant in this. They know this.
And it's crazy because you have somebody like Kathy Engelbert at the head of the Snake,
And she is,
who
but she's
comes
yeah.
from the background that she comes from, like a huge financial conglomerate where
Sharp.
marketing is the essence of everything that they do. And that skill was not transferable for her into the WNBA. So that you don't even surround yourself with the right type of marketing experts and then get some young folks in there. You got to have a balance. You got to have a
Could it
mix
be L?
of.
I got a question for you.
Mhm.
Could it be that the owners were just pieces of garbage that they didn't want to listen to?
So
Now it's association. Now you know how that association is. I mean, overall, me and you know how foul that association is, as far as owners is concerned.
That is a possibility. Y'all know, aside from like producing, I do marketing consulting. And so one of my clients, my current clients, is a college. It's a community college, but the system is very like they operate in silos. And even though it is a bigger system, each department, if you will, so I look at them as teams. They kind of operate in their own way, but you still have guidelines. So WNBA is the college, it's the league, right? And then the departments are the teams, and you have the respective deans and VPs that are, over each department. But I think that might be a possibility. But at the end of the day, it's kind of a catch-22. You can be an owner of a team, but if you don't have a league to play in, then you butt out. Vice versa, you're the WNBA, you're the league, but if you don't have a team like then you don't have a product to put. So they need each other. So I'm not 1,000% convinced that it's a thing where the owners don't buy in. That should just be a part of the finished product anyway. Like, who doesn't want to market their business or their product?
Connecticut.
What they marketing though?
DC.
That's the other thing. You can
Yeah.
still market, like you can have a piss poor product and still market it. We see it all the time. How many times do you turn on TV or even on YouTube and the ads pop up, or you see a commercial for an ad for something that is really a garbage product? Like, you couldn't pay me $1 million to eat at Burger King.
No.
But they running commercials. It's nasty.
No.
It'll kill you, but they still run. You
And
understand what I'm
McDonald's.
saying?
You can't
So
pay
you
me
have
to eat,
right.
not a
So
burger.
you have these companies that put out bad products, but having a bad product doesn't stop them from marketing said product.
But there's forces at play in my opinion. Just that you can't pay me to believe that they don't understand the growth of women's sports have exploded. and that it would be better if they market more stars instead of putting all their eggs in one basket. The only way you could be making what we call a mistake is to be fully conscious that you are doing this for an agenda. I don't know no other reason, because
Love you too, brother.
any consultant that you bring in will tell you exactly what I'm telling you, and I'm not in marketing, so you can't pay me to believe that they don't know this.
Right.
I just think they want. It's just like if I tell my children that we only gonna use this type of trash bag, and that's all I buy is those trash bags. They're gonna think that's the best trash bag ever known to man until they leave my house, because that's all I'm providing them with. They are pushing
What's up,
this
K-Sap?
narrative.
We on a D block.
They pushing this narrative. Now, for what reason they pushing this narrative? It's easier for Kathy to just push this narrative because she don't have to have she don't have to craft marketing for 12 different teams. She can just craft marketing for one.
But it doesn't even make sense, especially coming out on the
No.
heels of the inaugural season of Unrivaled. And you see how successful that was, right?
My
So,
point.
so you have all of these investors, whether they're individuals, funds, or corporations who invested and are continuing to invest in Unrivaled. Look at the Unrivaled season is over. Ally is one of their biggest investors and partners. And they didn't just stop once the Unrivaled season was over. Guess
Preach.
what they did? NASCAR is going on, and they went and wrapped those cars for the races in Unrivaled logo branding.
Preach.
So they're still keeping Unrivaled at the forefront of everyone, of the conversation, and on everyone's lips. Now you got cross, what we call cross pollinating marketing, or cross marketing, where you have people from other industries. Yes, it's still in sports, but a different niche within sports. So now you got motor car racing, or sports, whatever you call it, racing, race cars. um, and now they're marketing this 3-on-3 women's basketball league.
So
And
L,
Kathy still has not learned a lesson. Like, there's so much to. They did this college tour that they just launched. They didn't even market it. No one even really knew about it.
but so L, why
Mhm.
would Kathy Engelbert do that then? When it's right there in her face. Explain it to me. Why would she do
Pride,
that?
ego. You have some people that are just stuck in their ways. They think they know what's best. They think that some of them will convince themselves that they're playing the quote unquote long game. It doesn't make sense to us as consumers, but I'm not just a consumer, and there's other people who be in our shows and in the chat and in the community who have professional backgrounds as well, and marketing backgrounds. And like you said, Keisha, you don't even have to be a marketing expert to see the obvious. And some people will die on the hill of what they believe is the right thing, the best thing. Not even the right thing. It's like they think this is the best way to go because of ego and pride, especially when you have someone who's been successful in a certain lane and their formula has worked for them for so long. And then you put them in another environment and they still try to pull from that same formula. They're going to ride that thing to the grave.
Well,
And I
that's
think that's what
crazy.
we have with Kathy Engelbert. She doesn't show me anything as a commissioner that makes me feel confident about, even with the projections of the WNBA and what was released today. I think it was, and they generating billions of dollars. There's
No, well,
no way that the WNBA is still in the black with those kinds of numbers coming out. But that's the reality.
$2.8 billion came out today.
Yeah.
2.8 billion. Hey, hold
And
on
you
a
telling
second,
me
guys.
that?
Hold on
Go
a
ahead.
second.
Here comes the money. Here we go. Money talk. Here comes the money.
Hey, shout out to Brother Leela Muhammad for the $5 cash app. I thank you, brother. Support me. Hey, y'all, if y'all want to donate to the show, man, y'all already know me, Keisha, and L and B. We work hard for you. If you want to donate anything to the channel, you can do a super chat or a super sticker, and then do exactly what Brother Lee did. He did a cash app. I appreciate y'all. you know we got new shows coming, and we finna really talk some business, do some business, and make this thing pop, man, on these YouTube streets. So I thank y'all. Go ahead, El.
I
No,
just,
yeah, go ahead, Keisha.
I was just about to say, yeah, I just don't understand how, unless you just, you got to be laying under a rock not to know that they got other. I mean, I seen, and people talk about Asia Wilson all the time, but her shoe dropped. Her shoe dropped at stores, right? The shoe drop. Them people was wrapped around the
The
block
corner. Yeah, don't believe the
trying
hype.
to get them
Mhm.
shoes,
That's you
man.
giving up content.
Mm-hmm.
I started to do a video. Them people was down the street waiting in a
Yes.
line to
Mm-hmm.
get them A1s, y'all.
Mm-hmm.
I haven't seen nothing like that since when you was rolling around with trying
Jordan.
to get Jordan.
Jordan, them A1.
Let me tell you something. I don't stand in line for no sneaker. I looked at it online. I said, "Oh well, I might have to get it online because I can't be doing.
Asia
I can't be
Wilson
standing
news
in no
too.
line." But them people was
Mhm.
wrapped around down the street waiting to get the first A1.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And you
Giving up
telling me she's
content.
not? You're telling me she's not marketable? Miss me with
Exactly.
that.
Exactly. And
And they
Keisha,
ain't
to your
talk. Listen, the Clarkers, they ain't talking about that.
And the WNBA didn't post nothing, a video of them people wrapped around the corner.
Yeah.
So here's the thing. Again, Kathy is, I don't know if it's because we're starting to see more of these women own their voices and
Mhm.
raise and elevate their platforms with their voices.
Mm-hmm.
There's a lot at play. Like we're seeing a different league from a talent perspective and a personal brand perspective than we
Okay.
have in years past,
Break it down. Break it down, El. Come
right?
on.
And so when Kathy came in, the league that we see today, and I'm just talking about from the perspective again from how these professional women athletes are owning their voices and creating their platforms. You got podcasts, you got these brand deals coming out, you've got all of these different elements and things at play that weren't in play before. So now you feel like you don't have control over your product. That
Mhm.
could be a big blow to somebody's ego who is used to calling the shots. Now, much like when you get, I'm kind of backtracking a little bit to go back to your question, Keisha. Much like when you have a company or a business that has a franchisable model, essentially that's what the WNBA is, right? Like it's a franchisable model. It's the main thing. It's the league, it's the main company, if you will. And then each of these teams are franchisable models, meaning you got to come to the table with some money. So if I want to go and open up my own McDonald's, and be an independent McDonald's owner, I still got to buy into, I got to become a franchisee. And in order for me to become a franchisee, my money has to be right. All
Mm-hmm.
of my numbers got to be right. But also, I have to adhere, even if I'm going to operate my McDonald's location in the way that, you know, I want. And it could just simply be something like, I'm gonna give you a 2 for 1. I can do some things. Like I have some freedom and flexibility to do some stuff, but there are core principles, business principles as a franchisee that I have to follow under McDonald's guidelines. And this is where Kathy is missing it, or whoever, just the WNBA as a whole, as a business model, needs to operate in this way and say, in order for you to be an owner with a team in this league, these are the things that you're going to have to agree to do. And then you eliminate the this big shift or imbalance of where you see a team like Phoenix Mercury or the Las Vegas Aces, where they're spending all of this money. They got the facilities, they're doing the marketing, like they're killing it. But then you
Mm-hmm.
got the Chicago Sky and the Connecticut Suns and, some other ones, and they're not doing nothing. Because then there's an imbalance. You got to create this system where everybody has, so then it makes each team more um enticing to come to. It should
Mhm.
not be any reason where
I
you
would-
have a star player like somebody like Angel Reese and people want to play with her but don't want to come because they don't have the proper facilities.
Miss L, Miss L, can y'all hear me out
Yes.
clearly? I'm on my phone and I apologize. Just let me know if it's bad. You're taking into account everything you said. It sounds more of like a player focused business model, and the players are your product, but you need a consumer to make revenue. And unfortunately, is that what I understand with this? A lot of times, this conversation we go into what the W and how their money making plan is. Unfortunately, if you're forcing everybody to adhere to one standard, the teams that don't get the merchandise sales, the ticket sales, so on and so forth, but they had to spend the same amount of money as say like the New York Liberty, who are in the NBA arena, and you have to pay people who show up to work the stadium, do security, this, that, and the third. You're gonna have other teams operating at a greater loss, and the only people who are gonna want to be owners are gonna then be people who are billionaires with money to throw away and don't give a damn.
But it's no different than the example that I gave. You can open up a McDonald's in the hood and not be as profitable as the McDonald's over in the suburbs. Like you're going to have different, like they still have the same standard. If you come to the table, then it's your job as a business owner. If you're like, I want to have this business model, I want to become a franchise owner, then you got to do what you got to do to make sure that that business it succeeds.
Facts.
That's the bottom line. There is no, well, this one is doing better than me. Then what do you need to do? That's why you go and you assess, you look at your numbers. What's your ROI on your investment? I don't know nobody that like losing money.
No.
That's
So
true,
if you're
but there's
losing,
still
then you need to make
certain
adjustments.
markets are not going to make the same amount of money, regardless, depending on where you at. If I have a McDonald's in the sticks, right, and there's only 10,000 people that live there, I can only at most hope I get 10,000 worth of customers, as compared to somewhere that has like 500,000 people. Well, then the opportunity for earning opportunity is much higher. And say for example, like Connecticut, right, where they're a small place there, they're in a casino, but I mean the Connecticut market, people, it's not that many people in the immediate area there for them. And then you're competing with the Boston Celtics and the New York market. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, I get where you're coming from, but marketing should still be done because I put it to you like this. Just like in the NFL, some teams are in better markets than others, but that don't mean they don't still market. To not market at all is crazy. It should be all L is saying it should be a standard like franchises for McDonald's. These are the rules and regulations. If you want to buy into having your own team, you're gonna have to market just like the rest of the teams, or you can't buy this franchise
Mm-hmm.
Well, what I would say is this.
because it's a franchise of the WNBA.
What I would say is this. L can also contest, and Wody and B, Sister Keisha. Do dry wells have water?
Now you know they ain't got no water.
All right. Hell no, right? A dry well wouldn't be called a dry well if it had water in it, right?
Mm-hmm.
So therefore, these places and these teams are placed right now. When we had the W of last year, they had what they had. Okay. What they getting this year, next year, and the year after that are strategic places that they're giving the green light to build stadiums and teams to bring prevalent to those cities, those towns, and those states. Okay. What I'm saying is this. The W that we had, like L said, that ship has sailed. It's gone. But what Kathy had to deal with was what was there. And what was there wasn't down to the bones, L. It was not, I believe, me personally, that the teams mismanaged and mishandled the players because they were able to get away with it. And the way that they slacked in a lackluster show of faith in promotions, that is not on Kathy. Kathy is what L is also. I understand and absorb what you're saying, especially how you bringing it. But Kathy could only be the rah-rah person and campaign for those ones or those teams that are conditioning themselves to bring in more people. But we have seen in the WNBA of the 28 years that they were just running a welfare market. That's true. I will say it and repeat it. They was not taking care of the players. That's true. All of the teams don't fall in that bracket, but it's, hey, 4 for 12, that's a bad damn number. 4 for 12 is a bad number. So what I would say is this. And I know both you and L definitely gonna speak on in B. As a woman that want better, as a woman and a woman with business integrity, you have to be able to put some type of polish on your fingernails at some point. So when does this get cleaned up, L? When does this, just give me a projection on when does this get cleaned up? And what we watching has been horrible all the way to where Angel had a damn filthy rag hanging from a window pane, walking into a broke down, closed up rec center that eventually was a situation where it was a bad look for Angel Reese to be coming into her rookie season. Go ahead, I'm done.
I think it just goes back to what I've already shared and what Keisha has also shared, and that is a couple things. There has to be some change in leadership. Now, whether that's a new commissioner altogether or whoever Kathy has around her in leadership roles, or a combination of the two, I don't know. But it goes back to what I'm saying is if you take this approach, this franchise model approach, then you eliminate those raggedy types of things happening. You have a high level player coming to an organization. You mean to tell me y'all couldn't go to Wintrust Arena or even a hotel like
It
in
don't
this
cost that much, L.
in Chicago of all places?
In the crib.
You
Well, y'all
just didn't
got
want to do it.
exactly.
Now I was saying what Miss L was saying on that is the way I can see I have a solution for that, but then it becomes unfair to the teams that are doing well. It's not necessarily that you raise the standards and then to get into the things that we've been seeing in our world sphere, but you can technically lower the standards to where everybody has to meet the standard where the lowest earning teams, just being fair to looking at everybody's books and say, okay, this team, this is what the base level everybody's been making. Everybody has to come up to the standard. Then you're basically lowering the standards and nobody can go above that. That's where you had Joe Tsai, who and Brooklyn Nets owner, he was able to afford to do more for the Liberty players as well as the Phoenix Mercury and Suns owner, and of course Indiana Fever owner. But all those team owners that are also owners of NBA teams, they're able to do more because they kind of just absorb their WNBA team under the NBA franchise and share resources, right? And it becomes a more favorable place for them. But then it's basically all those owners that have NBA teams, they can't do extra for those WNBA teams if you're going to lower the standards. That's the only way you can actually make it kind of fair.
So business isn't fair. Business isn't fair. Business isn't fair. No, we're not talking about
Then what
fair.
I was saying, the problem with what you're saying on Miss L, with the franchise model, that type of model is then you're basically saying only people who make a certain amount of money are allowed to own teams. And if you lose money, so what? You're gonna lose money, but you're gonna spend your money. And
So
then
Take
maybe
that
that
I'm
way,
damn
not
team
sure.
out that city.
Okay,
Take
no, no,
that
no,
team out the city.
no.
Fire the doggone commission.
Exactly. So here's
It's
the
not
thing
up to our
about
standard.
franchise models. You have to come in with a certain amount of money.
Yep.
So
You can't
if
just buy McDonald's.
if you, let's just say, and this is really, really a low number, you only need 50 grand, 100 grand. Let's do 150 grand to have a WNBA team, right? 150
Mhm.
grand to start a McDonald's. That's just to get started. So if that's all you have, you can expect to struggle because now you haven't accounted for your operating cost. You haven't accounted for your talent development programs. You haven't accounted for product price increases, market share. You haven't accounted for any of that. So whoever just, I think it was Brokaw that just said it, you gotta like be intentional with where you're building. Just because you have the money to come in and own a WNBA team doesn't mean that you should. You don't go and set up in a
There's a
market that
well
isn't profitable.
that's dry, have water in it.
Did y'all know Columbus, Ohio, that I was born in Columbus, raised all over the world, but born in Columbus, Ohio. Columbus, Ohio is a test market. It's where every corporation that you can think of, from Abbott to
The
Wendy's
Midwest.
to Anheuser-Busch, they all start limited brands. That's why Lex Wexner came to Columbus and bought up all of these houses right around the high school that I graduated from to build his own little community for the limited brands, which I ended up working for in the marketing department. So we had Bath and Body Works under the limited brands umbrella, Victoria's Secret under the limited brands umbrella. This man came to Columbus because he knew that that was a huge test market. Now, if he would have went to Gary, Indiana, it wasn't going to be the same. You understand what I'm saying? So as a smart business person, it's not just about, oh, I have the money to do this thing, but where am I going to set up shop to do it?
I understand what you're saying, and you know what? I'm with you on that. So now my question then would be: Is are you taking this stance on the existing teams, or was that a scope you were looking at for the? Because we have the Cleveland Rockets are coming 28, and those two teams, Tempo and the Portland team.
Detroit
So
also
three
is
more
in
people,
negotiation.
and they want to talk, and they're talking about Jack. They're trying to get to a
Nashville.
rounded like 20 numbers. They're trying to get to like 20 teams, right? So that's like 8 more potential teams. Because there's such a booming interest right now, they're trying to capitalize on it, right? They're talking about bringing back some of the old team names. They got the rights for some of the old team names. Cool, all cool and well. I think they're looking at cities that have like a huge college fan base, or maybe not a media team, so they can be the pro team for the area. Like say Alabama, right? The road Alabama Roll Tide. That's they pro team for them. But that's college again. Like me and Miss Keisha was having this conversation the other day. The college fan base is somewhat different. I don't know if you can absorb some of those college fans unless you're taking some of those college players from that market, right? But other than that, that's what I was asking. Are you talking about existing teams or these new teams coming?
I think it's across the board, but part of what I was saying was we were addressing the issue going back to the marketing. And Keisha asked the question, why do I think it is that way where you have some teams that are marketing better than others? Or do we think it's a team thing and not a WNBA thing? So that's how the conversation started. But if we're looking at the full thing, it needs to be across the board. Now, it's going to be much more difficult to do with existing teams because we don't know what their contracts and whatnot look like the language for all of that. So it might be harder to shift things now, but for sure, the new teams coming in it needs to be that way across the board. Otherwise, we're going to continue to see this kind of disjointed marketing and business operations that are happening, where you are,
I would
and then it makes it,
assume
and then it makes it, it makes the product of the WNBA as a whole a difficult one. I think that's part of what we're seeing with the numbers. And you got some NBA teams, like I think it's 4 that own WNBA teams, and people are always talking about the WNBA is not going to be profitable. If the NBA pulls out, then they're, pulls out, then we're not going to see a profitable league. But part of that is because due to the things that we're talking about right now. You don't know how to run a business and market the business well. And so you're always going to have, when you talk about a fair advantage, business is not fair, which is part of the reason why we see top talent wanting to go to other organizations, certain organizations over others, because resources are important. It should not be that we're in 2025, the year of our Lord and Savior, and you
Mhm.
got teams that don't have facilities for their players.
Sun
Yeah,
Tzu said,
unfortunately.
go ahead. Sun Tzu said,
And
business is warfare.
and another thing is, with we have so much technology and so many resources. You mean to tell me we can't? Marketing should be cheaper to engage in, not harder, because we have so much technology now.
Mhm.
Wody
We
Mac.
do so much stuff online.
Unrivaled
Wody Mac.
taught
Like,
a
come on.
master class in how you
Check it
handle
out.
digital marketing for a league. And guess what? The young lady that was the head of marketing and content development, she's
Mhm.
only like 24, 25 years old.
Yeah, because I mean, I just don't get it. Like
This for Wody
before,
Mac.
like
This
before 25, 30 years ago, yeah, people was flying here and flying there and trying to get people to market and go set up meetings and all that stuff. Now you don't have to go nowhere. You can do all this from your house. You can talk to this sponsor, you can talk to this player, you can go online, you can start a following, you can start a group, a community.
And
It's
Keisha,
so
check
much
this out.
easier now.
And you have AI.
Yes.
You have so much at your fingertips,
I
to
was
your
just
point,
gonna
that there's
ask Wody Mac that.
no excuse. There's
There's
no
just no
excuse.
excuse.
I was
Yeah.
gonna say, what if we got AI right now in the palm of our hands? Yeah, Eli Musk. This is to you, Wody Mac. This is not, we not talking about 2010, 2015, or 2020 when the pandemic hit. We have now, in the last 5 years, since we didn't boomed in the technological department around the world, we in America have boomed in technical and economics full circle. Like the smallest thing makes $1 million now. I know L know what I'm talking about. So
Yeah, I
Wody
know
Mac,
what you mean.
what I'm
Mhm.
saying is this. Why would I buy a team and build it in Connecticut, which is the size of Toledo, Ohio? Why would I take a team in Toledo, Ohio,
Mhm.
and not refurbish a team in Houston, Texas, which is bigger? Plus, what happened was it was mismanagement when they did the investigation on that team. It was mismanagement of funds. Why wouldn't
Mhm.
we go back to Houston and we continue to build in these small markets? And there's big markets that's wide open. I mean, Alabama, that's cool and all, but who the hell? I mean, my mama from Demopolis, Alabama. She
No,
born and
no.
raised. My
We
people.
Yeah,
stay
So
with the
why?
markets.
I would say now, if something else that came to my mind, this is yet to be seen, but we got the Valkyries, right? Coming,
Yeah.
and the 100, you're saying about 150 to 200 million franchising fee they've been giving these teams, so on and so forth. What Miss L was alluding to though is these teams coming in, you got to have a certain standard. Now, why I brought up the Valkyries is I believe we might, we don't know what they did, but we might get a peek into what some of these new teams coming in, what they're gonna do. I don't know if the Valkyries are gonna be attached to Golden State or they're gonna be something
They are.
independent of the
They
owner.
already did.
All right.
They already said that
They
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 definitely
Gucci.
funding.
They Gucci because they attached to Golden State. So it
Yes.
is what it is with them. It would have to be more so. And then the Cleveland team, the Cleveland Rockets team, that's going to be in Cleveland. They're probably going
Indiana
to be.
Fever.
They like again. What the other one? Toronto Temp. It seemed. What was that third? All those
Toronto,
teams. Matter of fact, all the teams that was named except for those speculative teams.
backed by NBA teams.
Yeah, they're kind of going in a market where NBA team is, so they probably going to be just end up being the sister team. And you think about it logically why they may be doing that. They can be supported with the services and the facilities, they can basically just, hey, we don't have to build you nothing per se new. What is better than NBA facilities, right? Let's being honest, like, hey, we're in Toronto and you can use the Toronto, you know what I mean, the Toronto Raptors facilities, you know what I mean, if you're the WNBA team here. So it's kind of like, so to speak, killing two birds with one stone. I'm not too against it, because then you're still getting the top of the line, state of the art facilities if they're allowed to use it at their leisure at any time, just like the NBA players are. So
But
I'll say
hold on, Waterback. Just think about this. Indiana, we all agree, is in a small market, right?
Hit the like button, y'all.
They're in a small market, right? Right?
Yeah, but
Yes.
they got an NFL team too.
Hold on. They are
NASCAR.
still in a small market, right?
Yes.
Okay. They, even before Caitlin Clark came there, they were still, and they were losing every year. They were still marketing that team. Right?
Yeah. Yes.
On social media,
He got
everywhere.
the gentleman has a vested interest as the owners of the Pacers too, though. He does have a vested interest.
All I'm saying is, if they can do that in a small market, then it could definitely be done in a big market, right?
Yes.
The big market teams, though, what I'm saying is, and I just want trying to be absolutely clear with it. The big market teams, though, as you said, the Liberty, I guess Phoenix is big market, Vegas, right? I don't know about Seattle, but I've never heard nobody complain about Seattle. But overall, Seattle, the Liberty, the Aces, and the Suns, they actually, even though they don't always necessarily show up every year in the box office if they're not winning, but they do it. And I think all of those two are also billionaire owners.
Mm-hmm.
It is what it is with that.
Most owners, most on millions, billions, most owners have millions of dollars, y'all. They can do it if they want to. That's my point. Some people neglect their organization. All L is saying is there should be a standard that if you don't adhere to this standard, then you can't be an owner.
The New York Jets should have been out of the NFL, for as I'm concerned.
They still making money, hand over fist.
But no, I'm just saying the way. See, you're not going to never get with a New York Jets fan. Okay, you're not going to never do it. But I'm saying because the organization has never won anything for as who they institute in and out of the organization. You just saw 35 years of bad business with the Bears. Bad business where people did not want to come to Chicago, and they just Fields was the last quarterback that they ruined. Okay, there are big markets that ruin players. Mm-hmm. Derrick Rose got worked to death. That's why his knees came out, because he never got an opportunity to sit down. He got destroyed. So it was in the Anthony Carr was like, where we gonna get these players from in the WNBA? It's more than what you think. It's more players than what you think. Look how big this draft is. What you think next year's draft gonna be? What you think the year after that? You see these freshmen right now that's in college, they playing on senior level. I mean, it's infectious. It's almost in every school they got a freshman that's doing senior jobs on LSU. That's on Texas. Wherever you go.
Bro, Claude. These colleges got better facilities than pro teams.
Yes, they do. Yes, they
that
do.
Is
and
crazy.
It's because of what me and L saying. You can't have a damn team. You can't have a team.
Them colleges getting tuition too, though. So I mean,
I'm saying. Look, that's not the point, Walter Mac. If you gonna run a team, if you're gonna have people putting their bodies on the line, you have to have the facilities to support that sport.
Chicago ain't never had a facility. They
And
was using the
especially
college stuff.
look at injuries. Okay, perfect example. We all saw it happen and it crushed many of us. We saw Juju go down, right?
Right.
She is with a top program. Keck Medical Center is right in my backyard. They got the best of the best. So she can get immediate care, top of the line care.
Yep.
Now, if these young ladies are going from, like to Keisha's point, they can go from schools that have all of these resources in addition to them getting NIL deals, in addition to them being on full scholarships. You mean to tell me that these billionaires can't make sure that their professional level players don't have the same or better opportunities? You get somebody like Angel that gets hurt, they don't even have the facilities or the doctors to give her the proper treatment. It's asinine.
It's crazy. You shouldn't be able to run that business.
You should not.
You can't have people putting their bodies on the line where they can crack their knee, crack their ankle, and you don't have anything. You don't have doctors. You don't have facilities in place for when this stuff happens.
Let me tell you something. I have 3 kids, and two of them grown, and the other one is on his way to being grown. If I, as a mama, neglect my kids in any way, you best believe them people coming to take my kids, because they gonna tell me I'm unfit as a mother to take care of the very thing that I'm responsible for. As an owner, you have a responsibility. You don't just get to throw up your millions of dollars to say you own a team and then you don't do right by the team that you own. And so there should be a standard for owners so that it's not even about a level playing field, but at the very least, these women, many of them who are mothers or want to become mothers, their wives, their daughters, their sisters, they're the breadwinners of their family, and they're not even making, some of y'all on here listening now make more than WNBA players. And they don't even get, you got college players that are making more than professional level players, but because they love the sport, they love the game, they are willing to risk it all. And as an owner, you can't do right by your people? No, you don't deserve to have a team.
By your 12, 13 people? 12 or 13 people? Yeah. It's my daughter broke her jaw freshman year. And she went to a private Christian university on scholarship for her sport. She broke her jaw. They called me. It was during practice when she broke her jaw.
Mm-hmm.
They called me. They got her to get seen and all that stuff, x-rays, MRIs, all that stuff they do. Next call was we doing a surgery because her mouth was wide shut. It was horrible. So then after they did the little surgery and got her back to where she got back to her room, all kind of stuff happened after that. Sports therapists, physical therapy and mental therapy, because a lot of athletes, when they get hurt, they deal with depression because of that injury.
Mm-hmm.
All that for a kid in college, a freshman.
Mm-hmm.
And these women, I think it's atrocious. I forget what player it was that got hurt, and now she's not going to get paid at all. Like,
and that's a very real thing.
Like, really? We dropping people like that?
That's a very real thing.
You don't have no kind of insurance or nothing for nothing?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I just, and these are college students that are having this thing. And women's sports, as we know, Wody Mack and Elle, don't make the money that the men's sports do at the college. And they are still taken care of
Mm-hmm.
because they know they will get sued out their mind if they just leave kids in their dorm room with broke jaws. Right?
Yep.
Should be the same thing on a pro level. You shouldn't be able to run a team if you're not going to be able to provide everything that goes with dealing with athletes.
Mm-hmm.
That's it.
And I agree with you, Anthony. In the chat, he said, y'all see why FUD stayed. It's a lot more money in facilities, and you're absolutely right. She talked about wanting another year to develop more, and she's coming back, she's coming off of an injury. She wants another year, but also looking at the current state of the league. And then you throw in the CBA conversation. That's a whole other thing. So if I'm eligible to declare for the draft, but I'm also eligible to play another year in college, guess what I'm doing?
I would stay.
I'm staying too.
Mm-hmm.
I'm staying too.
Well, not
especially if I have injury history.
Right. Oh yeah. My bad. Y'all hear me?
Yeah.
No, what'd you say?
My camera. Is my camera not working or something? Oh, this shit crazy. No, I was just saying. I find it odd though that UConn is still battling for a championship though, but AZ FUD made it her business to announce this now. I just find it odd though. The timing is odd, and people keep asking Paige the question. People keep asking Paige the question, and you can play word semantics with it. You could take people at their word. The last interview I remember, they asked her, is she going to the WNBA after the season? She said that's the plan. Not even a definitive yes. That's the plan.
Mm-hmm.
So it's still like she hasn't even given like a, a definitive answer to will she be coming back. She'll be declaring for the draft. So who knows? Let's see.
No, she had on her post that she said she'll see them next year. Whatever the stadium name is that they play in.
Oh, you talking about AZ FUD?
Yeah, she said I'll see y'all next year. Now my only thing with that is like, girl, you knew you was gonna do that, so why you go through the whole pomp and circumstance of senior night?
Through all that?
Through senior night, you had your parents up there when you doing senior night activities and whatnot. You could have just, but I get it. It's it's a business even in college, and if she didn't participate in senior night, then people would have already came up with their own speculation. She's not declaring for the draft, and this draft is gonna be interesting. It's going to be interesting because AZ ain't coming out. Is Paige going to come out now, or is she going to stay another year? Is she eligible to stay another year? Is Flau'jae going to come out? It's a lot of variables.
AJ going to stay another year.
Yeah.
See, players like Flau'jae can come out because they're making money outside of, she'll continue to make money. So she can come out and she'll be
Paige
fine.
and Flau'jae, they're going to be all right.
They're going to be all right.
Kiki Efren going to be okay.
Yeah, it's just some other people that
Sonya Citron, she gonna be all right.
I guess she's not really she don't have a lot of deals. Is what I'm saying.
Sonya Citron gonna be okay.
Okay.
Trust me. Everybody needs Sonya Citron. They fighting over her right now.
Oh no, I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about the money she's making.
Oh yeah,
that's 79,000.
She got an NIL deal, so she all right.
Well,
listen. One thing about it, the Irish take care of their own. I mean, Ella professed to that. All of them girls got their NIL deals, and they really listen. Most of the ones that you see got their NIL, but people, high-profile teams like UConn, Notre Dame, LSU, the Gamecocks, all of them Gamecocks got 8 girls on NIL right now.
Oh no, I agree with that, bro, Claude. I understand that completely. I'm talking about once you leave that school, them NIL deals stop. I'm talking about you in the W. You need brand deals for the W. If you don't have those deals, you are dependent on that 79,000.
Shoot, Angel was the first to the $1 million in the NIL deal. So
yeah,
hey, it is what it is.
Players like Angel and Flau'jae gonna be all right. The players like Isaac Fudge, she doesn't have deals outside of college.
Mm-hmm.
So if she comes out and don't have any deals and she on that $79,000 salary and she get hurt and end up in Connecticut, some whole dunk crazy
Right,
place,
some crazy
she gonna get
play.
messed up.
Mhm.
So she
That's
should go
true.
back.
I'm glad that she did stay another year. I'm glad.
Mhm.
I really am. I'm glad that she did end up staying another year. But you guys, look, listen, I got to get up tomorrow. I got a show
Me
that I
too.
got to do at 11 o'clock. I'll send you my transcript for tomorrow's show.
That's
Mhm.
not completely true, T. Camilla. I'm gonna tell you why.
Go
Some
ahead.
of those NIL deals, they will continue, but a lot of them don't when you don't play for their team anymore.
Right.
A
It
lot of
depends.
the
Right.
sponsors in Texas and Louisiana, you stop playing for Texas, you stop playing for Louisiana, they don't continue them deals. Now they
That's
might work
true.
a different deal with you, but they won't continue
Another
that.
subsidiary deal. Yeah.
They might
Another
work
outside.
different deals with you where you'll come and still be a brand for them, but they don't just have to continue because there's a lot of kids on NIL deals who don't really do anything. They just giving them that deal. But once you say you don't want to be the part of the Tigers no more, they don't continue that no more.
Yeah. So
The big names do, but not the
Y'all-
smaller ones.
y'all
No.
check us out, man. We got the Players Club coming with me and Sister Keisha. This is what y'all seen tonight. How we got 205 people in the room. If y'all would like to give a super sticker or a super chat to donate to all of the things that we got going on, also like and subscribe. Let's pass the donation pot around. Let's give a donation if we can, if we will, and if we definitely like the content of what we bring in. Of course, tomorrow at 11 o'clock a.m. from to 12 p.m. It's 1 full hour of my crash out room with the gingerbread man. See, I'm the owner of the crash out room, but the gingerbread man will be there and he will listen. He told me I bet not say SHIT. I'm just saying that's what the gingerbread man told me and say, but I said I beg that differ. He said, shut your ass up, Brother Cloud. I'm gonna be the gingerbread man tomorrow. So y'all can come and check it out. It's about things that piss me off. We're gonna have 2 topics, on every show to crash out on, and also you'll be able to be a suggested guest to come up, in the future. Also, you guys definitely will be able to see more and more production from. I don't have the trio. Coming up with me, K-Sap, and Sister Keisha. I don't have that in my format, but the trio with me, K-Sap, and Keisha, the full court trio. We airing that every Friday, but we also got another day that we're gonna give you. So you're gonna have strategic days of when we're gonna open our production. And I appreciate everybody that come in. So we need donations and things that we do ask for donations. We do
I got a
ask,
super chat.
we do ask for it. Okay, hold on. Let me give it to y'all. Let's go. Okay, hold on a second.
Here comes the money. Here we go. Money talk. Here comes the money. Money.
Shout out to Kia Young. Appreciate that. You say Keisha.
Thank
Oh,
you,
yeah.
thank you.
Oh
But
yeah.
yeah.
So the
Yeah.
thing is that we're linking arms and locking arms in this community. This is an extension of Simply Ball Dropping podcast with my main man K-Sap. We appreciate K-Sap for all what he does, all that he do, the things that he's put us in and shown us, all of the time that he takes out with us in the graphics and everything that you see. Sister L, I thank you for everything that you do, everything that you will do, because we putting your ass to work, getting your 10% and shut the hell up. That's all. But
Thank you for your
definitely,
expertise.
we definitely got people that's here that are award-winning people, quality people, qualified people to help us, and we definitely gonna exploit that. I appreciate every single person that came out with our subject today, and it's good to cover this, man. I thank y'all for everything that you have done, everything that you did in the past, and everything that you will do. So also support my shea butter, my whipped shea butter. Y'all get it in 3 to 5 days. Heals all marks, blemishes, rashes, bruises, eczema, psoriasis, and all types of skin ailments. Download my music. My music is on every platform. You can go to iHeartRadio because I am an iHeartRadio artist. That's right. You go to GINGAHBREAD space, man, and you can go and download the music on every single platform, every single solitary platform. And then you also can listen to the Bread Makers. Well, our Bread Makers album is released. We appreciate you supporting. Subscribe to the channel, like the channel. And if you join the channel, you will become a bread maker. And I got something big coming for us this May. And this summer, you also, every member will get a t-shirt, a Bread Makers t-shirt, every single member. And I appreciate y'all so much. T. Camilla, I love you. I appreciate you, Tiffany Cole, baby niece. I thank y'all for being here. I see everybody that's in the chats and the comments. Sister L, always, it's a blessing to be your friend. It's a blessing to be your brother. It's a blessing that we are united in spirit. Sister Keisha, you already know that I love you. I thank you. I appreciate all the help that you give me, all the talks that I talk to you about. B, I appreciate you. You already know we link to the hip. I'm going to make sure that you all right. Brother K-Sap, thank you. We love you. We love you, brother. We thank you for everything that you've given us, everything that you have done, and everything that you will do. And listen, tonight, I'm going to leave y'all as I came. With another banger.
Good night, y'all.
Good night, y'all. Good night, y'all.
We got that rap van rolling on them dubs. You can catch us later while we ballin' in the club. We them bread makers, we them bread makers, we them bread makers, we them bread makers. Shots me in the club, spinning them ends, smelling like ginger man oil in my bins. Drop top down and I'm rolling 2 friends. Bread making everywhere, starting new trends. Look at baby girl, she looks